All right, I got a fresh shipment from Japan using blackship.com. These products were all purchased on Amazon Japan. However, none of these would ship directly to me in the United States. So I needed to use a third-party shipper like Blackship. Okay, let's unpackage this order and lay it out. I'm going to start with the Z-Saw. If you've ever watched any of my back catalogs of videos, thank you. I have raved in the past about these Z-Saw blades and saws. I absolutely love this brand. Because this was a Blackship order, I kind of went on a little bit of a Japanese saw buying binge. So when I do a Blackship order, I tend to go a little overboard because I'm trying to get more value out of the shipping costs. This saw is made in Japan by Z-Saw or Z-Saw. Look at all the attention they put into the packaging on this. I absolutely love the Japanese for their packaging, which is why I don't throw away the packaging. I would call this saw medium flexible. This one's a fairly thick blade. It's not the super flexible kind like we'll see in a minute. The handle on this is done beautifully, but it's a very basic handle. I wanted something a little more high-tech, so I got these two handles. And the reason I got so many handles is because I don't like always changing blades on these. And I just got distracted. I just noticed this VE and WL. What is that? Why does it say VE and WL? They're not different. I'm just not seeing any difference other than the color. All right, so if I look at this, I have VE, WL, and YD stamped on these. Maybe that's a date code. Sorry for that big distraction. What I can tell you about these handles is they're impressive, they feel good, they're grippy. I really like these. As much as I like the tradition and the artistry of the wood handles, these newer, updated, grippy plastic handles are really nice. One of the reasons I don't like changing blades on these is because you got to change the blades by hitting the blade like that. And I just kind of cringe every time I have to take my nice Japanese saws and smash them against a piece of wood to get these blades off. So this process is just not something that I want to be doing over and over. I just don't want to be doing that over and over on my nice Japanese saws. So this one's about 0.7 millimeters. So is this one. 270 millimeter blade. Might be just a little bit thicker, but about 0.7 also. Let's see here. This one's 0.6. This one's a little more flexible. Look at this one. This blade is thin. 0.3. This one is really flexible. So this one is 0.4. This is the same blade. I just got a replacement blade on this one. 0.4 and 0.3 millimeters thick. These are really flexible. I want this really fine, flexible blade. See, this is what, oh man. I don't like hitting these blades on stuff like that, but I just want to have quick and easy access to a really flexible, fine-tooth blade like this. Nice. So this blade is a duplicate of that one. I'm going to put the big 270 into the red handle. Gosh, I don't like doing that. I think the other way you can do this is you can hit it like this. But I don't really like doing that either. That makes a really nice saw. And it still has good flexibility. The teeth are blackened from the induction hardening process. This is the only blade in this video that has induction hardening. So let's take a quick look at this one. This one doesn't have the obvious Z-Saw branding. They branded it with this Life logo. This is indeed a Z-Saw made in Japan. So the package is kind of interesting. Aw, I thought it was a sheath. They should have made this plastic longer. That would have been a nice way to protect the blade. So we'll just use this to protect the blade. All right, so let's look at the Farupla jet oiler. I really like these oilers. If you've ever looked at my back catalog of videos, again, thank you. These are some of the nicest oil cans you can get. And the reason I like these is because of the ergonomics. Put oil in these, set it next to your drill press, made in Japan. I got this one because it was gray, and for some reason, the gray wouldn't ship to the USA, so I included it in this black ship order. They've got other color codes of these that will ship to the USA. If you didn't know, you can get PB Swiss in Japan. I just decided to get this purple magnet. It's small. It doesn't really add anything to my shipping costs. And if you didn't know, PB Swiss makes special edition products that only sell in Japan. This is not one of them. So this is a new tweezers by Annex. They put a grippy, knurling type texture on the ends so that when you pick up things, it doesn't fling out like that. Stuff like this is more secure in there because of the grip. It looks like they used some kind of a coarse grinding wheel and just ground a coarse texture on there. And I also like these little grips on here. It's a nice tweezers. So then I got this Makita 7.2 volt flashlight. This is the ML704. It's made in China. Uses batteries out of these pen impacts. So this is about 180 grams. My Phoenix is 77 grams. It has the cap. So the Makita at almost 100 grams more gets pretty heavy on the brim of a cap, but you can do it. I've got a fair collection now of these 7.2 volt batteries, and this just gives me one more thing that I can use these batteries in. So now we come to these new bits by Annex. These are diamond coated. These are made in Japan. Feels like it's diamond coated all along the entire bit. I wonder if that diamond coating would help prevent rust and corrosion as well. So this is my Japanese Milwaukee FID2 that I imported from Japan. So it has the Japanese chuck. Okay, I don't think the run out on that is too bad. There's just a little bit of wobble to it, but it's not bad. Another feature of these new Annex bits is the slender shanks. So size 1, they machine down to a 2.5 millimeter diameter, and then the size 2, they machine down to 3.8 millimeters in diameter on the shanks. This might look like a size 1, that's a size 2. All right, so here's a stainless steel screw. You can see that it does not respond to magnetism. And so if you need retention on a stainless steel screw, diamond is the only way to do it. That's the big idea. I would say that's pretty good. Yeah, wow, that's really good. That's really good retention on that diamond coating. These are a limited edition from Annex. I decided to get a shorter version of these. I have the longer ones of these. I got some shorter 65 double-ended with this limited edition multicolor set. This is made in Japan by Annex. All right, and then I finally got a Marvel adjustable wrench. These are really nice. All right, so I've got a Baco and a Marvel, and these both feel about the same. So if you know these Bacos and how nice they are, you know that these have pretty minimal play, pretty minimal sloppiness for an adjustable wrench. We all know these adjustable wrenches can get pretty sloppy in the mechanism there. These Bacos are backwards, so when they rebrand a Baco as a snap-on, is it still push to open and pull to close? So the Marvel works the way I expect it to work, which is push to close and pull to open. So the Marvel is using a split screw to take play out of this motion side to side. They feel really nice and precise. So they've got a hole here, but they've also got a lanyard attachment point here. It's 38 nominal. It'll go to 39. They're calling out this worm protector. They left the thickness of the head of the wrench larger than the diameter of the screw. So if we look at the Baco though is kind of the same way. If it's laying flat on a surface, the screw doesn't get damaged. So on this one, for example, the screw looks like it might be a little bit proud of this flat surface. Okay, yeah. So the thickness that they left on here is being called out as a feature to protect the screw. That's kind of interesting. I've never noticed that before. So that is the Marvel adjustable wrench. Now we get to the Star M products. I got this little depth stop. This is the 3mm diameter. I love the packaging. They made this extra little piece of plastic to hold the hex key in there in a perfect display. Stops suddenly, less likely to scratch cutting materials. I think it's made in Japan, but it doesn't clearly say that it's made in Japan. So here are my 3mm drill bits of interest. All right, so the first problem I see with this little 3mm is there isn't a lot of room here for it. Okay, so it is clearly larger than 3mm. All right, it will not fit 4mm. The set screw size is 2.5mm. Hopefully that doesn't damage the bit. It left a little bit of a mark there. It's soft, really soft. It's not bad though. So that's the vessel. Let's put it on this Star M. I want to make sure that that set screw doesn't damage these beautiful cutting edges on these bamboo bits. Look at how much cleaner and precise these 3mm holes are with that Star M bamboo bit compared to that Vessel 3mm drill bit. I love these bamboo bits. So they're trying not to damage the surface of the material you're drilling into, so they make this spin. So that's the 3mm depth stop. So then we come to this guy. I didn't really know what I was buying when I bought this. It looks to me like it's just a plug cutter. It's just for making plugs. So we've got this plug cutter in the Makita. Okay, so this is going to be, does this have to be used in a drill press? Nope. No, you just got to give it some RPMs. Man, these cutters are so good. I don't know how to explain how smooth this is. Okay, that's maxed. So we're going to be about right there. Okay, there it is. This is definitely the maximum depth. 21 millimeters. So the hole that it leaves is 33 millimeters. It says that it's a 21 millimeter plug cutter. 70 millimeters must be this distance. Let's check that. I went way more than 70 millimeters deep. I'm almost at 80. That's 79, which is about 3 1/8 inches long, or a good 3-inch plug. They've got these annular style teeth on here, but they've also got this wave cut around the circumference. I do have a 21 millimeter bamboo bit. Let me drill a hole with this and see how well the plug fits in it. I'm checking to see how much I'm scuffing up the surface. Okay, that one's pretty good. Maybe the longer blade helps. Okay, nope, I'm cutting into the edge. Got to really lay that flat. Okay, no, that cuts into the edge a little bit there. There, we cut into the surface a little bit. All right, this is the one that I've got higher hopes for. This one is not leaving marks. Whoops, that is a really flexible blade. There's no marks going this way with my cut. This one does the least amount of damage to the surface, but it's really flexible. Let's look at the Star M number 37 fly cutter. This thing is built heavy, very heavy. It's made for stainless steel, aluminum, FRP, PVC. So the cutter on this is not carbide, it's cobalt high-speed steel. The diameters that it will cut are 30 millimeter to 130. On the set screw for the drill bit, they've got a locking nylock nut. Washer here, they're just trying to keep everything tight. Looks to me like this cutter is made with a low rake angle. It's not going to be super aggressive. This center bit is 6 millimeters. The center drill is only high-speed steel. That is not also cobalt high-speed steel like the cutter is. So let's try this out on some stainless, on some aluminum. I don't have any FRP. Here they're showing a graph of hole diameters to RPMs. You can see we want to be using low RPMs. starting to go through now. It's going to get real catchy. Okay, there it went. So this is hot. So before I started editing, I got so confused about this cutter because if you look at it right now, it looks like it's going to cut in the counterclockwise rotation. But in editing, I noticed that the bevel or the rake angle on this cutter changed while I was cutting the stainless steel. And then when I started cutting the aluminum, I just had all kinds of problems. It was just a horrible mess. I have not loosened or tightened or removed or changed these set screws. I have not changed this bit. This is right from the factory. I haven't even changed this diameter. I'll show you the footage of me cutting the aluminum. You're going to see me get confused about the rotation of the bit. Plywood backer on this one this time. Let's see how it does in aluminum. It didn't feel like it was cutting anymore. It's got a buildup of melted aluminum on it. What in the heck? Was I doing this backwards? So I was running the bit clockwise like you normally do with a bit. But when I look at this bit, it looks like it needs to be run counterclockwise. What in the world? Okay, I'm going to run it counterclockwise. Okay, there's the... These cutters are so dangerous. Turn it over and do it from the other side. All right, well there it is. I even completely started second-guessing myself, thinking that I was using the tool incorrectly. But if you look at the bit here, it's clockwise rotation like anything else. I gotta say though, this cutter is built tough. This thing took a beating cutting that stainless steel. If you feel so inclined, please feed the algorithm for me. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching.